Salute. Alright. So this is a special Halloween edition, random shit. By the way, just in case you didn't know, all of my other videos aside 420 hit of the day are titled random shit. I used to title random shit such and such, random such, this and this, but I got bored of that. But they are random shit. So this is special Halloween edition random shit. And we're gonna get real. We'll talk some serious stuff with you guys today, alright? Now, a while ago, I don't know if you were a subscriber yet, maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. I talked about some of my experiences with the paranormal, supernatural, the occult, and other such stuff. And that was just some general things. Because I didn't really want to scare you guys too much. I didn't want to get too serious, but right now, I don't know why. I feel like sharing this with you guys. Now, the thing you gotta remember is everything I'm gonna tell you right now is 100% true. My word to God, everything I'm about to tell you is absolutely real. It happened to me. This experience I'm about to share with you changed my life. Now, I'm not a religious man. This isn't some preachy, go to church, mumbo jumbo. Not going to be anywhere near that. So, don't worry about that. That's not what this is. I'm going to tell you about some real dark shit. Some shit they ain't going to tell you about in church. Alright, now, first off, I'm not talking about Catholic dogma or Judaism or any of that stuff, alright? Get that idea out of your head. I'm talking about some real stuff right now. There is another realm of existence that is right next to ours all the time. Almost right on top of ours, you might say. Spirits, ghosts, are real. They exist. I've seen them. Alright? Now all these are beings in these other realms of existence. Right on top of ours, right next to ours. They live right next to us all the time. We don't see them. Every once in a while, we might get a glimpse. And that's what people say are ghosts and spirits. And as far as my knowledge goes, the notion of heaven and hell comes from this idea. When you die, the gateways between the realms of existence are weakened because you're transitioning into another realm of existence. So when people have these near-death experiences and they say they see all their relatives, or they say they see all these shadowy figures, the light and the darkness and all that such, these are other realms of existence that live right on top of ours. Still with me? Alright. Let's continue, class. Demons are real too. Alright, I'm gonna get real close. I'm gonna say this again. Demons are real. I'm not talking about Bible shit. Maybe that happened, maybe it didn't, who knows. Evil spirits bent on death and destruction from another reality are real. Creatures beyond your imaginable power exist. Yeah, I've seen them. And I know you're gonna think I'm crazy, and you're gonna laugh. Bear with me. I have done battle with them. Okay, so I was about 16 years old, and I had always had a bit of a sixth sense about things. I'm not going to say I was psychic. Sometimes I was semi clairvoyant. I'm not going to say I was, like the kid from The Sixth Sense, but sometimes I did see ghosts. I have seen ghosts. Not in a long time, thank God, but that's because I've tried not to. But, so I was always into studying, religions, theologies, mythologies, the occult. I actually was consecrated as a Wiccan, studied Wicca and witchcraft and all sorts of things. And, you know, I am, in tune to these things. See, a person can read the same books I read and can take part in the same rituals I took part in and get nothing from them and think it's all hokum. But if you're in tune to that frequency, so to speak, if you're aware, as I like to say, once you open that door, there's no closing it. Once you let yourself be known to that world, that's it. See, I chose a life without it after this situation I'm going to tell you about right now. But that's only because I've tried hard to ignore it. I don't listen to that sixth sense inside of me. When I feel those things, I go the other way. Or I close my eyes and hope they go away and walk straight through them. Anywhere I live, I make sure is a clean area. So that way, if anything comes through, I know it's only temporary. Alright, so this is what happened, right? I was about 16 years old, and I was already a Wiccan. And I'd already been studying all sorts of things in the occult at that time. And this really good buddy of mine, my smoking partner actually, my buddy Jay, who was a skinhead, he was a hardcore kid, he was a bass player, I used to jam with him a lot, we'd get high, do all sorts of stuff. I mean, shit, man. I was a metalhead, punk rocker, he was a skinhead and a punk, and we used to get drunk and do all sorts of pills and smoke weed and mushrooms and craziness, you know? A good buddy of mine and Jay's once said, there's a time and a place for everything, and that place is Joe's house. So I don't know if I should feel proud of that, but I do. I did, but I digress. So, my partner Jay, we have this mutual friend, and this mutual friend, under duress, I'll give it to him. It was under duress. Jay kind of forced him into it. Agrees to teach Jay about necromancy. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but necromancy, I'm not going to get into all the technicalities of it, but necromancy is dark, black magic. Anything you've ever heard about black magic or people talk about black magic, they're talking about necromancy in some form or another. Alright, necromancy is the magic of the dead, summoning the dead, giving yourself over to the evil spirits of the dead. Alright, now, Jay wanted to study this because of some delusion he had of, being hardcore and satanic and, evil is cool and all this stupid teenage, you know, rebel punk stupidity bullshit. I tried telling him, you know, I tried warning him against what he was getting himself into, but he didn't listen. He didn't want to listen to reason. Nope, nope. Necromancy was just too cool. Ooh, I'm studying the dark arts. I summon demons. Yeah, that's a fucking smart idea. Oh, yeah, that was a good one. Alright. So, Jay starts studying necromancy. And, of course, don't ask me what, because I never got the exact details. I didn't want them. He got himself involved in some kind of situation where I don't want to say he summoned a group of demons, but he pretty much gave himself over to possession by a group of demons for empowerment. And once he realized the gravitude of the situation, once it was too late, then he came to me. Then he wanted to know what I had to say. So, of course, my friend, I helped. So, all day long I could feel it coming. I knew where it was going to be. See, the way it works is these other realms of existence, we can't cross into them just like they can't cross into us. Like I said, every once in a while you might get a glimpse, but there's no physical manifestation. We cannot be solid in their world, just like they cannot be solid in ours. But there can be doorways, portals, openings between the realms of existence. Now, most of the time, these are limited to certain places or, can be opened during certain rituals at certain times of the year, other such, minutia. The situation Jay got himself into, this group of dark entities, that's what I like to call them, dark entities, they ripped their way into this reality. They did it in a field right down the street from where I grew up. I used to play Little League in this park when I was a kid. And now, I was going to do battle with demons on it. So, it was around 1 o'clock in the morning. Jay and I smoked a shitload of weed because I did not want to face what was coming, but I knew I had to. First thing I did when we got there, because I knew where it was going to be, I consecrated the soil. It's the best consecration spell I could summon, but I consecrated the soil. And that didn't give much protection. But, you know, when it came, alright, how do I explain this? Alright. Alright. So, I'm an earth elemental, spirit of the earth. I've always felt a peace in nature, yada yada yada. And so I consecrated the soil. When the evil came through as a defense mechanism, the earth kind of surged back, kind of clenched, and I felt this rush, this energy. Now, see, first off, before I talk about this, I have to talk about something else before. Before I felt this rush of energy from the earth, this surge of life, if you will, I have to tell you about what I felt from the darkness. I'll never forget this for as long as I live. Alright. Picture, if you will, a claw, a hand, gnarled nails, claw, grasping around your heart, squeezing it. You can feel it tightening. And another one squeezing around your throat. exactly in the same manner that my hand is in now, squeezing around your throat, blocking your breath. That is what evil feels like. That is a feeling I will never forget for as long as I live. Believe me when I tell you, demons are real. I have seen them. God, how I wish I had. I won't get into all the detail of the situation. I had to use a bunch of blessings and spells, energy that the earth fed me. I know how it sounds. You're going to think I'm crazy. And maybe you're right to think I'm crazy. Maybe I am crazy. But I wasn't the only one there. I wasn't the only one seeing this. I wasn't the only one feeling this, experiencing it. I still can't tell you exactly how it was that we managed to make it out of that. I don't really remember. I I remember up to a certain point, and then I honestly can't tell you. I've only talked about this with a handful of people. I don't know why I'm sharing it with you. Maybe it's some kind of cathartic experience, some kind of therapeutic thing, some kind of release, I don't know. But I'm sitting here and, you know, it's almost Halloween. I'm drinking and smoking and felt like doing something different. And this is what I decided to do. Now all I can do is tell you that from the depths of my soul, I know everything I have told you just now to be 100% factual and honest. I'm not going to repeat myself. If you're hearing this, you've heard all of that. It's all true. I'm not making it up. I know how it sounds. I know. I don't believe it myself sometimes. I've spent the last 15 years of my life, in all honesty, trying to avoid any type of situation that even comes close to that. One of the reasons I don't talk to people about it is not so much because I'm afraid of the looks they'll give me or the fact that I know that they'll think I'm completely insane. It's because once you're aware, you can never be unaware. And this thing has a way of following people. And most of my life, the situations I have found myself in, there have been multiple ones aside from the one I've told you about just now. That was only the last. Because at that point I had had enough. I couldn't take another one after that. Yeah, what was I saying? I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. This is pretty heavy for me. But, yeah, there it is. It's all true. Take it for what you will. Yeah. Should have another hit packed in here. We'll take a hit. Hold on a minute. That was kind of weak. I know I got a little packed in this bowl here. Alright. Say happy Halloween. Joe who? Out.